Okay, we ended the previous video. Let's go to the next one. From sick people being sick people to sick people getting fucking what they deserve. HASAN is finally being investigated. Thank fucking God. It took way too fucking long. I am happy to hear that. It's a video by MorePegaSUS. I usually watch his video before I start streaming, but I decided to make this one a little special. Let's watch it, shall we?
Welcome back to a series so impactful, it's reached the US government in today's video. Twitch CEO Dan Clancy is being called to testify in front of Congress for radicalizing viewers on his platform.
Fucking
HASAN
finally.
has responded and is in complete meltdown mode. He's crying about free speech and being silenced. He's blaming Israel. He's
How he cannot blame Israel? That's the better question.
obviously blaming Asmongold. He's acting like a martyr, saying that the truth will not be silenced. He then gaslights his audience, saying that without him, they will stay broke and never get free healthcare. HASAN's
Seriously, HASAN. The terrorist supporting Turkish freak. Oh, also a communist socialist that wants the rich dead, including himself. Wow.
#1 simp Taylor Lorenz is panicking. HASAN admits he's actually cooked and no amount of context is gonna justify the clips of him advocating for violence.
Yeah.
HASAN has been confronted by mainstream media. Tectone has called out HASAN.
Yeah, by the way, I watched Tectone's video. Tectone was way too nice to HASAN, in my opinion. Just saying.
#1 degenerate creep Destiny, aka HASAN 2.0, has responded to the clips.
No, this is more like HASAN Classic, to be honest. HASAN is Destiny 2.0.
Of him advocating violence, saying he wants to genocide all conservatives.
That's one hell of a low quality video. That's not a 14.4p. That's fucking 72p. No, 14.4 pixels. 14.4p. Yeah, that's the resolution we are going with.
He gets completely exposed by another YouTuber.
I need to watch this guy's videos. I think he was cooking, I think.
Subscribe, or you gotta 1v1 HASAN in a dumbass competition.
Thank God I'm not a winner in this one.
You're cocked. Jabba the Hutt, Jelly the Wig.
Don't. I lost my tongue for a second. Don't jump scare me, man. What the fuck?
Now let's begin with some absolute great news. Twitch and HASAN are finally cooked.
Yes.
We got a tweet. Twitch CEO is being called to testify in front of a committee on the radicalization of its users. Here we got a letter from US Congress. Dear Miss...
By the way, Dan Clancy was called alongside the CEOs of Reddit, Discord, and Steam. Now, I don't know what Steam is doing there, but I hope Gabe will announce Half-Life 3 in that Congress hearing.
Mr. Dan Gooning Lord Clancy. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform requests your testimony at a hearing on Wednesday, October 8th, in a room of the U.S.
Fuck, 20 days? You cannot edge me for 20 days, US government, what the fuck?
Capitol Visitor Center. The hearing will examine radicalization of online forum users, including incidents of open incitement to commit violent politically motivated acts. I wonder who could be doing this on Dan's platform, guys. I wonder who this could be about. You'll have the opportunity to provide a 5-minute open...
And then they will probably bring up Mike from PA. Probably.
opening statement prior to answering questions posed by members. 5 minutes of Hasan glazing right there just before they start confronting him about all of the clips of him advocating violence. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform is the principal oversight committee and has broad authority to investigate any matter at any time under House Rule X. Thank you for your cooperation with this inquiry. So basically, Dan has to testify in front of Congress. They are 100% going to ask him about Hasan, going to confront him about all these clips of advocating violence, supporting terrorism, ask him why he actually did nothing, gave him a 1-day ban on his day off, and actually not a perma ban.
Yeah, like all of Hasan's banner, that all of them is not even a week. Like all of them are either 1 day on his off day or maximum like 2 or 3, and that's it. And then he's kind of like, Twitch has banned me for speaking out for something. Fucking. The most literally punchable face of a coward.
To, prevent him from spreading all this propaganda online. And you know what? They better play the happy birthday clip. That would be the funniest shit ever.
Happy birthday, dear Hasan.
This is crazy.
I'm sorry. I cannot listen to it.
Nux responds they have no idea what they created. And we got Tectone behind.
The Slender Bold. I came up with that name myself.
A tree. Hasan, PIKER, and Destiny clips of them spreading hate needs to be shown to them in the trial.
Yes.
Hey, U.S. Congress, it's time to watch the series. You'll get all the information there, fellas. It's nicely documented for ya. Bro, we're about to see Hasan vids playing, calling to Shank and watch Guts fall to the stage, followed by Twitch CEO singing happy birthday saying he loves them. Dan Clancy.
You know that, Hasan PIKER?
Twitch is shitting themselves and certain top political streamers should be sweating as well. Answers are required and their on-cam platform shall be measured. Change might finally be here. The 100 episodes of slop tubing finally paid off. In fact,
yes, and also, I think Tecton and Nux are planning to sue Hasan for defamation and a lot of more shit that he has done. Fucking, the next few months are going to be fucking legendary.
it's not just Twitch that's cooked. The CEOs of Discord, Reddit, Twitch, and Steam have been invited to testify in front of Congress.
Now, one more time. Why the fuck is Steam involved in here? Like, what kind of fucked up shit the forums on Steam has done? Like, Steam is the least of the problems. Switch Steam with fucking Blue Sky, man. Or Twitter even. Even though they won't do it because the CEO of Twitter is still Elon Musk. So yeah, that sucks, but put anything other than Steam, Blue Sky, fucking 4chan, even. It would make way more sense than fucking Steam.
Chairman Comer invites CEOs to testify on radicalization of online forum users. Reddit in particular definitely needs to be investigated.
Indeed.
Discord is relevant as well because the shooter was in these Discord groups as well. Anyways, moving on to Hasan's response. Somebody tweeted about it. Hasan responds, Twitch is not a factor in the Tyler Robinson investigation at all. That's Charlie Kirk's killer. And yet they want to bring the platform into the story.
I wonder why.
There is a sinister reason, and I think you all know what it is.
Yeah, that reason is fucking you fucking dipshit.
Really, Hasan? Really? What are you even implying? Like they're trying to shut down free speech or something like that? Buddy, they're just investigating what the hell is radicalizing all these people. And it does happen 2.21 Hasan PIKER. Is he seriously implying what I think he's implying? Get in there and make it about Palestine. Oh yeah, so he does actually make it about that. We'll get to that in a second.
How?
Well, now I hope this leads to his permaban. Keep coping. And arrest. An arrest would be nice.
Not just arrest, fucking either imprisonment or fucking deportation. He already earned that shit. Many times.
Somebody says, oh, Hasan PIKER might be gone. Imagine how narrow your worldview is that you think a Twitch streamer being deplatformed at the direction of the free speech and anti-cancel culture administration after 2 years of Zionist organizations demanding it happen is somehow going to improve your life.
Seriously?
Hasan, I think everybody's lives would be improved if you were permabanned from online spaces, honestly.
Yep.
Because you advocate violence. Because you are literally creating the next generation of terrorists. Because you are glazing them, you are promoting them, and you're making people think it's actually okay to do.
Yeah, and also I wanted to pinch in. In my opinion, Hasan PIKER is currently the most dangerous person on the planet in terms of his influence and his beliefs. He created an absolute echo chamber cult that he was radicalizing he was radicalizing them, they were radicalizing him in return. They were radicalizing each other to a point that it takes one thing to make Hasan snap and literally kill somebody. It's only a matter of time before that happens at this point, because if the process will lead to Hasan PIKER's permaban everywhere, he will lose his sanity. The only thing that keeps him from touching the gun and killing somebody, it's his own popularity. And he feeds on his own popularity as if it was oxygen. If you take away that popularity, this people praising him, he will go fucking insane and kill somebody or will kill himself. And that's a fucking warning. That's not a threat, that's a warning. Because he's already on that far gone. Sadly.
This you, and we just got Hasan looking, I'm not even going to comment on that. Hasan breaks Twitch rules on a daily basis.
He's looking like a bitch.
It should have been banned years ago. Deplatforming?
Yeah.
No, we want you...
You have to realize that fleeing to Turkey is a better idea than this facile concern trolling. Maybe.
Deported. Well, I'll let the Congress decide that one. So then he was beefing with Dan Saltman. Dan Saltman told us...
By the way, I don't think Hasan can be deported actually. From what I know, he grew up in Turkey, but he was born in New Jersey. And New Jersey, where it is? It's like in fucking New York, right? New Jersey. Where is it? Philadelphia. In what state is it? New Jersey, it's like Washington State? New Jersey is a state. Okay, sorry. My bad.
PIKER,
I'm not an American. I am very sorry.
Played no role in lobbying Congress to enact censorship on Twitch. Hasan responds,
Are you
good
sure
job to
about
everyone
that?
that was involved in giving the Proud Boys, the ADL, and the Trump administration all the out-of-context material they can now use to pressure social media platforms. They're not just going to come after me, by the way. Oh, yeah. I mean, we want them to go after Destiny and other people advocating violence as well. Don't worry.
The most insane piece of shit ever made. I also load the 14.4p quality here. Fucking gold.
Worry about that. Hasan's trying to imply that they're going to come after us as well, as if, you know, there's any equivalency between giving an opinion and promoting terrorists, right? Also, dude, oh my god, this guy's legitimately going to go to Congress and be like, it's out of context. Dude, that shit works in a YouTube video to your brainwashed audience and on Twitch, but I don't think it's gonna work in, like, I don't know, a court of law if it ever gets to that or whatever.
Yeah.
So then Hasan responded on stream, and he does the most predictable thing ever. He says this is all about Israel. This guy is a meme.
Seriously?
The reason why they are mentioning Twitch in this is because of the active efforts by those on the right, on Twitter, and all around to try and deplatform me.
In the past, there's been a coordinated pressure campaign against Twitch advertisers with some success. But while some sponsors have no doubt left, there's still enough remaining that Amazon has not been forced to intervene. I am encouraging you guys to pressure advertisers, to pressure Amazon, to pressure Twitch.
So why are they factoring Twitch into this if they're not going to factor in all other social media platforms? I think you all know why. There is a broader conversation to be had about radicalization that's taking place online, which would, of course, include Twitch as well. If
You just fucked up your own fist, man. Fucking idiot.
this was being done in a fair and balanced way, I totally would understand it. They want to use the Charlie Kirk assassination to target people like myself. I recognize this. This was an initiative that has been circulating for quite a while. This is an initiative that has been in the background due to Israel, due to my anti-Israel commentary.
Fucking idiot. It's not about Israel for once. It's about you glorifying terrorists and just being a vile human being overall. Like, there is a guy that named Conduit who made 2 videos. One is watching HASAN PIKER for a week, and the second watching Mike from PA for a week. That second guy that had 14.4p quality video. And while both of you were super, you two are hyper concentrated about Israel. Like, just you have a hate boner towards me, towards the likes of me. Sorry. And that made you fucking retarded as fuck.
For quite a while.
In the words of Hasan Piker, Israel bricked this guy's brain. But for the last
Yeah.
time, nobody cares that you criticize Israel. It's because you support.
Yeah, nobody's surprised at this point. Just while you calling Israel Nazis, while knowing nothing about us. Good luck trying to find something Nazi about us. You won't find it. But it's because you glorify terrorists, yeah.
Buddy, for the last time, nobody cares that you criticize Israel. It's because you support and endorse literal terrorism.
Yes.
You do propaganda for literally the worst humans on planet Earth and justify the most horrific
Yes.
crimes. I mean, he knows this. He obviously knows this. He's just acting stupid on purpose. And the reason it relates to Charlie Kirk and the assassination is because of your violent rhetoric and constant calls for violence and demonizing your opponent falsely with zero proof, branding them as fascists and Nazis that leads to these acts of terrorism. Also, massive W to Ethan and everybody who supported this campaign to hold Twitch accountable. It's been a long time coming. Then he says that
Finally.
people are purposely hiding the real reason behind this and it just has to be Israel.
They are using, instead of using the anti-Israel reasoning, they are using the he is fomenting political violence narrative in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk shooting, which I think is perhaps one of the worst angles of attack, considering that there is nothing I've said that is even remotely violent, especially directed towards Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Like, there is a guy named John something Tectone who made a compilation video of you inciting violence in general. Do you want to watch it? I don't. So fuck you.
Yeah, well, maybe not directly towards Charlie, but definitely towards a lot of people. Towards anyone you disagree with, you advocate violence. You said you wanted to K Rick Scott.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
You said you wanted to murder those mother flippers, referring to capitalists like landlords.
Yeah,
Including his own mother, because she is also a landlord.
those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let
My
the street
ears!
let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods.
That's why you never buy a fucking Blue Yeti, man. That is the shittiest microphone ever made.
Dude.
Not to mention calling Ela Klein a baby killer terrorist who is a valid military target. I mean, what is that, dude? That is literally advocating violence. You cannot deny reality in front of your face, but these people love to do that shit, so. Then he blames Asmongold. It just, you know, if it isn't Israel, gotta be Asmongold or something.
How the fuck do you blame Asmongold? He wasn't streaming for at least a week. And sadly his dad passed away. Rest in peace, Asmon dead. You raised a fine son. And people are shitting on him right now. Fucking sick people.
thing.
The government is scapegoating social media, chat, and video games under the guise of political de-radicalization as a way to censor the internet. Meanwhile, all the free speech guys cheer this on because they want certain streamers banned over personal vendettas. It is pathetic. I am not going to advocate for deplatforming anyone, especially because I know that the crosshairs are on me first and foremost. Of course, that hasn't stopped Asmongold, Tectone, and numerous others.
I've been pretty reasonable about this for a long time. I think they should ban him.
HASAN finally got banned.
Okay, that's in the past.
2 weeks ain't enough. This better be a month minimum.
That have actively advocated not only for deplatforming, but for the government to literally take action, which would be obviously a direct violation of the First Amendment, direct violation of freedom of speech.
Hasan, you have no idea what freedom of speech is. Freedom of speech does not allow calls to direct violence. That is not protected speech. Bro has no idea what he's talking about, despite being this well-established political commentator, supposedly the biggest one on Twitch, right? Well, apart from Asmon, of course. Gotta mention that. Also, Asmon and Tectone wanted you banned on Twitch for violating Twitch rules. That is 100% fair and justified. This isn't some unfair campaign. They're just asking for the existing rules to be enforced. To think otherwise is completely delusional. You probably have to be a Hasan fan. Worst fate on planet Earth, by the way. You know, in 5 years from now, people...
Because you either do not exist or you live in your mom's basement, just locked in it there, and waiting for another batch of food once in 5 hours to finally show up under your bed.
People are gonna go to the doctor, be like, yeah, I was diagnosed with Hasan fucking brain rot. And the doctors are gonna be like, damn, that shit is incurable. Except if you want.
Except if they will open insane asylums. I will be happy if they open insane asylums. Just saying.
Watch PEGASUS videos. That is the cure, obviously. It can actually regenerate your brain. So then...
Not really, man. Hasan fans are people that are way too fucking far gone.
he acts like some martyr saying that ban...
Because they are not teenagers anymore. They're like 40-year-old people that lives in their mom's basement.
Banning me is not going to stop the truth. How did Charlie Kirk die just for Hasan PIKER to act like the martyr? For Hasan PIKER to go that, you're not gonna stop my message even after my death. Oh wait, that didn't happen. I mean, even after my Twitch ban or whatever mild punishment I'm gonna get. Buddy, what the heck? How do you always make it about yourself? It's astonishing. A man died, but
Shocking.
it's still about Hasan PIKER. He is the martyr.
When you call for violence, yes. See, everyone is going to try and make this seem as though this is a sincere request. That's all this is. Right-wingers that want to enact out a personal vendetta over a Twitch streamer that they dislike will try to turn around and say, no, dude, you've been calling for violence. You're radical. You've radicalized people. And the reason why they can't associate me with anything related to Charlie Kirk is not seemingly stopping them from continuing along with this narrative. Now, of course, as I've said already, ban me all day, every day. That's not going to stop the truth. And if you were to ban me, that's not going to, if you were to get me deplatformed successfully off of Twitch, I'll find a way.
Of course you'll find a way. Your cockroach ass will definitely find a way to keep...
So Hasan is an Asmon fan. He lives in Asmon's home.
Streaming. Put the cockroach image. The Hasan cockroach image. If I had to guess, most like...
The forbidden child of Hasan PIKER and Asmongold. The forbidden child. Asmon PIKER.
The cockroach image. The Hasan cockroach image. If I had to guess, most likely he's gonna go to YouTube. If he goes to Kick, I mean, that would be the most surprising shit ever. But I feel like just getting him off Twitch is already a massive W. Because Twitch is this insane echo chamber of terrorist propaganda and extremism. He had complete immunity there. At least on YouTube, it's a more neutral ground and people can offer like deferring opinions. Although I'm sure he's going to instantly ban all mentions of it. But I don't know if...
Yeah, and then he will be banned later for glorifying terrorism. Just saying.
he'll last on YouTube. Like, if he said the shit he does on Twitch on YouTube, he'll probably still get banned here. But yeah,
Yeah.
Hasan, you're not some hero who is preaching the truth. You're a non-stop pathological liar. Nobody's buying your shit. So then he tries to fearmonger. He says that they're not going to stop at Hasan. They're going to come after all of us. It's like a slippery slope.
But even if I were to, even if my career were to be over, right? Even if I had no platform whatsoever to speak on issues that I think are important to address, that still would not change your life. Make no mistake, this will eventually harm you as well. Not only will this eventually harm you as well, because of course they're going to come after you too, because this is about broad censorship. There is going to inevitably be an opinion that you have, whether it be on Israel, for example, or any number of different reasons. And the government will say, this is political dissent. We don't like it. And they will come after you too.
Hasan, they're going after you because you're radicalizing people into becoming violent terrorists. You're treating them as heroes who are doing the right thing, calling them Luffy from One Piece. They have no reason to go after anybody else who's not doing that. They might go after other people advocating violence, like Destiny, who wants all conservatives dead. That's a valid reason to go after somebody. But acting like this is censorship, they're gonna go after everybody else. Like, no. We give common sense opinions and we call out idiots such as yourself. We never advocate violence and we always denounce it. We are not the same. Then he does the ultimate maneuver. He says that if he gets banned, you as a Hasan viewer will stay broke. And I completely forgot for a second that this guy is cosplaying as this communist socialist, right?
Yeah.
And his audience is a bunch of broke losers who think that Hasan is single-handedly going to change their life by changing the entire government and the fabric of society itself.
Where you've
What a brain. How? That's fucking stupid.
successfully been able to deplatform this woke Antifa guy. Having said that, however, this is not going to put more money in your pocket. This is not going to make you more likely to retire at a reasonable age. This is not going to make your health care more affordable or free. It's just not going to fix any of the real issues in your life. The issues that I fight for every single day.
Ah, yes, Hasan is fighting for you. Yeah, when you
Right.
donate your last $5 to Hasan for him to complete his payment on his $3 million
That was my gamepad, sorry.
mansion, Hasan is really fighting for you there. What will everybody do once the LARPing socialist is gone? Without Hasan, we're all gonna be broke. This is literally how he gaslights his audience, convinces them that their life is gonna be horrible without him. Dude, leaving you is the first step to improving their life. Realizing that, hey, I should actually, work on myself and actually search for the truth. Instantly, you become a better person when you stop consuming his content. You start to think for yourself. You start to stop blaming other people for your problems. You start working on yourself. Maybe you get a job instead of watching Hasan propaganda all day and blaming everybody else. And hey, maybe you won't grow up to be a terrorist. That's a pretty big plus. And obviously you can do the opposite. You can become a PEGASUS viewer, achieve the best life on planet Earth. We all know PEGASUS viewers become super rich, meet the love of their life, have a loving family, achieve all their wildest dreams. These are just facts, obviously. So yeah, hop on aboard. Then, like clockwork, we get the #1 sim, Taylor Lorenz, immediately
God damn it.
panicking, going, "My king, Hasan!"
The government is using the shooting as a pretense to censor the internet and deplatform progressive creators, and Democrats continue to go along with it. They're going to jawbone all day, ram through COSA, repeal Section 230, and worse, unless we fight back hard to protect online speech. A big part of this equation is anti-Israel sentiment. I promise you, if I was a pro-Israel progressive, okay, which obviously is oxymoronic, but if I was, this wouldn't be as major of an issue. 100%. There would be no calls to deplatform someone such as myself.
How do you get this delusional? Bro knows that his audience only cares about one issue, which is Israel-Palestine, so he makes everything about it. Hasan, what do you want for dinner? I'll have
Wait a
one.
second. What was that?
Palestine, so he makes everything about it. Hasan, what do you he cares about one issue, which is Israel-Palestine, so he makes every.
Can somebody explain to me what is that January 6th? Ape equivalent? What?
thing about it. Hasan, what do you want for dinner? I'll have one Israel, a side of Palestine, and for dessert some genocide, of course. Actual disgusting freak, dude. He
Yeah.
literally uses Palestinians as a shield for everything. It's actually crazy. Hamas would be proud, buddy. Congrats. You're
Pull out the photo of of him being like having a lot of children strapped on every part of his body and just saying, come on, come at me, talk to me. How can you talk to me when there's a literal side happening in Palestine? I need to find this photo later.
an honorary member. Also, Hasan, I would be very careful liking Taylor Lorenz's tweets. You know she is immediately jacking it to that as we speak. Thirsty old lady, can't keep it in her pants. Hasan,
With Dan Clancy with her in one room. Damn, that's a lot of horny girlfriends. Because Clancy don't have any balls to be actually real.
you're gonna have to pay up at 50 when you're old and alone and Taylor is your only option. Also, I would not antagonize your second lover, Dan Clancy, right now. His loyalty is being tested. Go buy him a fresh gooning rag or something so maybe he won't sell you out.
The guy doesn't even have balls. What are you talking about?
And then finally, reality sets in. Hasan admits that he's cooked.
It was an inevitability that once it got to a point where my audience grew to a certain level, my platform grew to a certain level, that inevitably people in positions of power would find that to be dangerous and would want to do everything in their power to take me out. We're there now. I will be honest, I'm shocked that it didn't happen sooner. It's going to be 100% about the clip chimps. Have your context counter arguments ready, of course, but it doesn't matter because there is no way that there's no way that I will be able to, even with like a big media push or whatever, be able to overcome the faucet of right-wing propaganda paired up with the official organs of the government.
That's called fucking meeting reality, man. Don't be such a printed bitch.
Taking the initiative to slander and smear a singular Twitch streamer. My assessment of the situation, I think, is they'll probably drop me as a sacrificial lamb instead of genuinely trying to push back against this. They're going to throw you under the bus, big bro, for sure. We shall see. There's a high likelihood that they will succumb and offer people like myself or whoever they demand as a sacrificial lamb. You say stream on TikTok, but obviously TikTok is also being sold. Every single major quote unquote independent social media platform has been taken over. Someone said you're going to jail. Yeah.
Oh no, Hasan, the walls are closing in. It only
By the way, somebody mentioned Twitch is, everybody knows, Twitch is owned by Amazon and Jeff Bezos, obviously. And not only Elon Musk tweeted and said, hey Jeff, look at that. He obviously also called Jeff Bezos. They had a personal conversation about Hasan and all his cronies. But also, Amazon is under a US government contract. Does a US government contractor wants to have this piece of shit as one of his most popular like influencers? If Lockheed Martin was owning Twitch, in theory, if Lockheed had Twitch and they had this guy as the face of Twitch, how quickly would they get fucked? That's a miracle that Hasan wasn't banned like 2 or 3 years ago, to be honest. Perma-banned. That's a fucking miracle.
It took 100 episodes of saying this guy's done for him to finally be done. As always, I never clickbait, never accuse me of that shit. It's a future prediction, as always. Don't worry though, I'm sure we got at least another 50 episodes in here. The legendary series continues. We're just getting to the climax here. But I can't wait, man. Dan Clancy having to testify. Dude, he better wipe his phone in case they check that shit, because they're gonna find the most degenerate fucking shit on there.
By the way, there is no way that Dan Clancy and all of Twitch stuff won't be fired and replaced. There is no universe in this world that would allow this to happen. Twitch will either die, or all of the Twitch stuff will be replaced, and they will have a new set of stuff that has been like approved by Elon Musk, basically, like patriotic America first right wing stuff, which is biased, but whatever. And all American stuff, they will restructure all of Twitch. The platform will probably want to work for a few months because of that process. But I hope that Twitch will get better after that. And I think it will get better.
Anyways, can we get a round of applause for the greatest series ever created on planet Earth? Real life TV show better than anything Netflix, Disney, whatever the fuck. I'm your host,
Indeed.
PegaSUS. Subscribe and smash a like for more cinema.
I already
Comment
am.
below what you think of the series so far. Moving on to HASAN getting confronted for his violent rhetoric by ABC News.
I want to ask you about your own rhetoric. I noticed that Elon Musk has been posting about you.
Yes.
And I don't know the context of these particular statements, but here's a quote from you about landlords who don't want
Context isn't needed at all.
to rent out their properties. You said, kill them, murder them.
This him trying to laugh and at the end resulting as a cough. He's telling to a kangaroo that he's giving up on everything.
Let the streets soak in their red capitalist blood.
Ew.
Doesn't that make you part of the problem with violent discourse?
This was in a conversation that I was having with a landlord friend of mine, and it's of course hyperbolic, and it's not meant to be sincere. This is not sincere advocacy. It's not a real policy that I would ever advocate for, and that's precisely the reason why when Republicans were desperately looking for any sort of incisive language that they could present, they went back to a very obvious instance of LARPing, an insincere
HASAN, you LARP on a daily basis.
statement that is obviously hyperbolic from, I believe, 2018.
My question stands nonetheless. Doesn't that kind of language contribute to the
I will speed
atmosphere
this
of
up.
violent, even lethal violence in the United States?
I don't believe that my insincere statements that don't reflect on any of my beliefs whatsoever in 2019 has led to any sort of real world violence whatsoever.
That is straight up cap. I was being hyperbolic. Was K. Rick Scott also a joke? You see, the joke was I was telling people to literally go and
HASAN is talking like he is in fucking slow-mo. He's so fucking boring. How the fuck are people watching him?
neck them guys. That was the joke. Also, the joke was that I was actually very angry, and this is my actual real beliefs. Nobody is buying this shit, HASAN. You have no justification. Instead of apologizing and saying that I was completely wrong, I shouldn't have said that, and then correcting your behavior, saying that, okay, I will stop advocating violence towards people that I disagree with politically, you gave this bullshit response of, yeah, I was exaggerating. I didn't mean it. Meanwhile, imagine if someone on the other side said this shit. It's just crazy. The double standards. If you call yourself a progressive and a liberal and you support HASAN, I think it's time to take a look in the mirror. Advocating murder is not very progressive, obviously.
Yeah.
So then
Of
Tactone
course.
calls out HASAN. Jump scare, bro shaved.
With what's happening with Charlie
Yeah.
Kirk, where Charlie Kirk was assassinated for speaking his opinion, where Irna was stabbed in the neck for merely being white, and you're not going to damn those people, you're going to encourage political violence. You are begging for your viewers to kill people in the street. You are telling people to kill a senator. And I want to make this very clear. HASAN, I hope none of this happens to you. I do. I hope there is a point where you can get away from all this craziness, but I genuinely don't feel that you will.
Honestly, I think the best thing HASAN can do is quit
Yeah.
politics. It's time to just...
The best thing he can do is go to an insane asylum at this point. Because he needs to be stopped. He needs to be stopped from just damaging anybody, including himself. He's too far gone.
Stop and retire, man. Enjoy your millions of dollars from your grifting. It's better to retire before you cross a boundary that you can never come back from.
He already did, too many times.
Before a viewer of yours goes and commits violence, and then they blame you for it. Before you yourself get put in danger because of your countless calls to violence and somebody feels the need to take revenge. I don't support that. I hope he truly does stay safe, honestly. But yeah, man, you gotta stop this. It's really madness. People are literally dying. They're getting assassinated. It's not your fault, at least directly, but it may soon be. And there's no going back from that. Anyways, let's move on to a man equally as degenerate as HASAN, Destiny. If you remember last time, he wanted to...
Which is, HASAN is basically Destiny Premium.
All conservatives, make them afraid to be killed at public events, blatantly advocating violence in multiple clips. Well, a YouTuber called him out and he responded with the worst defense ever.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature.
Seriously?
The great cleansing, dude.
Cleansing?
The cleansing.
What cleansing?
When we genocide conservatives in this country.
Are you gonna be out in the streets with your Glock?
Maybe. I gotta go back to Nebraska and grab it.
You genuinely do hate conservatives, don't you?
Very much so. Like I've moved full on to like the political violence level or the real violence level when it comes to conservative people. Yeah, I think they need to be like excised from my fucking country. I think they are demonstrably fucking evil people by any moral system that most people would use. And then I just hate them because they tend to destroy the outcomes related to this country, which is what.
How the fuck is Destiny not in jail yet? Just asking.
I'm concerned with, yeah. Absolutely. Wait, how many years? Is this like 8 years old? How long ago did I live? This is when I lived in Glendale.
Oh, so that's what he's gonna use. The clip is old. Well, that only works, Destiny, if your rhetoric has changed.
This is from 2019?
What cleansing?
When we genocide conservatives in this country.
Are you gonna be out in the streets with your Glock?
Maybe. I gotta go back to Nebraska and grab it.
You genuinely do hate conservatives, don't you?
Okay, first of all, conversation I'm having while running around playing a video game. This is my serious political commentary. Okay, base.
No. That I do not believe you're stupid. Therefore, anyone intelligent, when it comes to incitement to violence, they are not going to do it during their serious political debates, such as, for example, when guests into a massive podcast, unless they are completely out of their mind. No, they're going to do it when they are relaxed and the truth comes out. You see, when Destiny speaks during his debates, he's using his strategy. I mean, that's what he does, right, for a living. Therefore, any debater has an idea of what points he wants to use, what kind of counter-argument he has got prepared. So clearly, I doubt that I can't wait to genocide conservatives on the street is going to be something he will say during a public debate, although then again, never say never. No, you said it when your guard was down. Perhaps when you thought that this clip wouldn't have been made public. What I think you did in this situation, Destiny, is accidentally tell the truth.
Absolutely. He just let his actual opinions slip through and he told the truth of what he actually thinks. This is why this guy makes quote-unquote jokes on Twitter about how people deserve to get shot and die, how children dying is funny, making fun.
Yeah, that's even more fucked up. Like the Texas floods, those poor people in the Texas floods, Destiny was making fun of it. And tried to do like a parody of a NordVPN sponsorship, which is absolutely fucked up. You cannot make joke like those, especially not when it's happening right now. Like in a year or two, fine, but right now, like when the memory and the pain is fresh, no, you don't do it. And even a year or two later, it will still be fucked up. Depending on the degree of how fucked up your joke is in general. But you got my point.
Of Charlie Kirk's wife. It's literally his true opinions and he's hiding behind quote-unquote humor. Destiny's defense is always, it's old, it was 6 years ago, it's actually 2019. But then he literally agrees with the clips he's saying even now. And then he says, it's out of context, guys. Buddy, how many times?
It's not.
How many clips? This is literally the same HASAN defense. You don't even give the context. And whenever you try to give it, you just end up embarrassing.
Honestly, the more time you kinda repeat those rhetorics, the context matter less and less because you repeat those words too many times. If that was one or two times and it was indeed out of context, okay, I would believe you. I would believe you. But it was way too fucking often.
Yourself. I didn't think the 15-year-old was hot, guys. You see the context. You forgot the context of when I said the 15-year-old was very hot, actually. Average Destiny fan. Let me defend my PDF file behavior, streamer. And what's the defense now? I was playing video games, so it doesn't count. Buddy, there's
Seriously?
other clips where you were not playing video games. Also, a lot of his streams is playing video games in the background while doing this political commentary, so it doesn't change much. You obviously echo the same sentiment over and over. Thing is, you're a disgusting freak and you need to be locked up ASAP.
Yep.
So then this guy totally exposes him.
Oopsie.
Very much so. Like I've moved full on to like the political violence level or the real violence level when it comes to conservative people. Yeah, I think they need to be like excised from my fucking country. I think they're demonstrably fucking evil people by any moral system that most people would use.
Yeah, you instead are a saint.
And then I just hate them because they tend to.
See, he just said true. So you just completely annihilated any weight of.
By the way, I just noticed. Why do you have a Blue Yeti microphone? How much does it cost? Give me a second. Blue Yeti. It costs like over $100. What the fuck, man? You could buy a fine microphone for that price. You could buy a Rode. What's the name of that mic? I think that's just a Rode Powder mic, right? Ah, here. Rode Pod mic. Yeah. It's literally the same price. Alright.
Of the defense mechanism that you tried to place. It's an old clip. Right, but if you agree with it on camera, it means that your opinions haven't changed. I mean, that would have been the only defense that you could have used in this situation by telling us that this was a clip from 2018. It's from 2018, but at the time it was different. I was a different man. I thought different things, but I don't think this anymore. No, he just said true. You just proved my point. Then the clips are relevant regardless.
No, when I said true, I meant it was out of context, guys. The context is that I agree with myself. This is the champion of the radical left here. This is the master debater, the intelligent entity that can own anyone. Bro can't even beat a random YouTuber. He's literally just HASAN 2.0. Dude, I swear.
No. He's either HASAN original or HASAN is Destiny 2.0. Because HASAN came after Destiny. Destiny popularized HASAN.
To God, calling yourself a Destiny fan has got to be more embarrassing than calling yourself a HASAN fan. They're both degenerate freaks, don't get me wrong, but one has notably more PDF file behavior, so I think Destiny wins that competition. Although, I will give Destiny a point. I haven't seen him do terrorist propaganda, but I think wanting to genocide all conservatives is kind of, you know,
pretty close.
Equally bad. That's half the country you live in, you absolute lunatic. So then Destiny admits that he's acting completely crazy, but then he justifies it saying that, well, actually, the other side is also crazy.
You have to grow up and be a big boy.
Hold up a fucking minute. What the fuck was that?
Justifies it saying that, well, actually, the other side is
PegaSUS, what? Why the fuck were you moving anything in your room?
Also crazy.
Then you have to grow up and be a big boy and realize that when you advocate for unhinged, crazy, insane shit, that there are going to be people that take unhinged, crazy positions in response to it. That's how the world has always worked through all of human history.
I would like you to remember this. So what was his general point here? He's justifying now. This is the next layer of justification. Interesting from a psychological point of view, by the way. He's admitting that his takes are batshit crazy.
Unhinged, crazy positions in response to it. But
it's only because the other side has crazy batshit statements. So I can say the stuff I say, And it's fine, even though he did admit that it's crazy stuff, simply because the other side is doing it as well. Right? This is the reaction motivation. I'm reacting to the other side, therefore whatever I do is justified.
Wow.
The right wing did something bad. I'm going to do the same thing to them. You can take their position as long as it's not illegal, but then you lose the moral ground. Because you do have another option. The right wing does something bad, you don't, and call them out. Now you have the moral ground.
I'm sorry, who is Destiny?
In that case, the idea of eye for an eye, it's not working at all.
Even talking about which right-winger said they wanted to genocide all liberals. If anyone ever said that, they deserve to lose their career instantly. I don't know of anyone who's done that. Charlie Kirk definitely never did that, if that's who he's talking about. Again, 0 examples by Gigabrain Destiny here, because he obviously has none. He has this firm belief that Trump is a fascist, therefore all right-wingers are fascists and Nazis, and therefore it's okay to kill them. Buddy, in this situation, you're the only lunatic advocating violence. How is anybody going to listen to you when you make these openly psychotic statements?
Even the meanest thing that Charlie Kirk said is not comparable to him calling for the genocide of the entire political side.
Yeah. These people don't belong in my fucking country. These people aren't Americans. They're like, wow, that was the line for me. I can't believe that he would say that. Back to civility politics with the right. It's a fucking joke.
No. You can say that. You said genocide. You said weapons. You said violence. You didn't say these people suck. If you said that, I wouldn't have even made a video. It is the incitement to violence and the direct threats of violence.
If it's the case that one side can advocate for violence, can talk about the existential threat of all the radical leftists over and over and over, if the conservatives can do this for 10 years, and someone on the left going, you guys are crazy, you're fascists, and we're not going to disavow violence anymore until you do. If that's what it takes, people are like, oh, well, I'm going to go join the right. These were never real people anymore.
Well, apart from the fact that I do think you overuse the term fascist, yes. But that's not the only thing you guys do. You guys say...
All of them do. All of them just abused those words.
Nazi, I know because I'm on the receiving end. You call people fascist, Nazi, white supremacist, racist, misogynist, transphobe, homophobe, and all the rest. And I know that because every time I make a video that you guys don't like, that's what I get.
Yep, that is exactly what they do, and it's just disgusting. They try to justify their violence by saying you're some label like you're a homophobe or whatever, which is blatantly untrue. And even after you're dead, like Charlie, they say you didn't like empathy or something, so you deserve to die. Completely out of context.
Yeah, he said that he prefers the term sympathy over empathy. Because sympathy, it means you actually feel something for the person. Like... I sympathize with you. Empathy, it's like a pat on the back. It's nothing really.
As we proved. Meanwhile, we got Destiny here saying to genocide people. And apparently a large group of liberals actually watch this guy and they think it's okay because they're on the same side. Open your fucking eyes, you absolute degenerate freaks. HASAN and HASAN 2.0 are not the solution here.
HASAN classic, more like.
Go watch somebody actually sane. These people advocate violence. They are not good people. Even if you agree on some other different policies, it is not worth it to literally lose your soul over this shit. What a pathetic response by Destiny, but you can't expect much from this guy. Now click this video and your entire family becomes based PegaSUS fans. Let's go, massive W. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and also, holy fuck. Denius has the most just scariest like uncanny valley face. What the fuck? I'm pretty sure PegaSUS and photoshopped her face to make her look even more insane. But to be honest, like considering how fucking insane Denius is, low accurate face, low accurate. Let's watch the comments. Let's up those charges! Yeah! Yeah! Welcome to a series so unemployed, even Jimmy Kimmel subscribed. Yeah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you using the clips from my video. Call them all out. Oh wait, that's the guy, right? That's the guy who...
Hello, number ones. Welcome back to my...
Ah, yeah, that's him. That's the guy. Yeah. A series so old. Sorry. A series so old, even Tecton subscribed. No. A series so old, even Bernie Sanders subscribed. That will be more accurate. A series so controversial, even the FBI subscribed. Hell yeah. PEGASUS in court. Welcome back to a court case so legendary, even the Congress subscribed. A series so criminal, even Al Capone subscribed. Twitch was not involved in the Charlie Hebdo murder investigation, but it has resulted in terrorists such as HASAN PIKER being taken seriously. Let's hope he goes to jail for promoting extreme violence and terrorism. Indeed. And I think he meant like Kirk, right? Hassan opening a statement in front of Congress. Every bad thing that I ever said is out of context. And don't you guys know there's a genocide going on in Gaza? To be honest, I hate this phrase already because I will go off topic, but if you look into the entire situation with Gaza seriously, if you look at it, a genocide there is impossible. I'm sorry for all those who will yell at me. It's physically impossible. Like, have you ever seen a genocide where the one who commits a genocide is providing aid to those genocides where the attacker sends letters warning like get the fuck out of here, we are going to bomb the place, so get out now. Have you ever seen a genocide where there is such a small death count for a genocide, like 2 years, 70k people? It's fucking a joke of a genocide. And also, where those 70k came from? They came from the Gaza Ministry of Health, Hamas, which is controlled by Hamas. And Hamas, they are the people who would lie the shit out of their ass in order to make Israel look bad. So it's more likely the numbers are inflated as fuck, like they doubled the real numbers. And also said like everyone were women and children, even though what hell, man. I think they released a list saying where they were like showing here is the list of all the people who died to Israeli oppression, and half of them and most of them was like the names were doubled. There were people who are still alive, and sometimes Hamas leaders were listed as women and children, like that Yahya Sinwar guy. He was listed as women and children. Like, the entire statement of genocide in Gaza is a fucking joke. And it will crumble the moment you will take it seriously and look into it. Jabba the Hutt, Jelly the Week is actual bars. Hell yeah. Okay, that video is over. Oh, holy fuck.